Bob, big day today. Kellen Moore's first press conference with the Saints, and I will give him an A for one thing. Man, he got down to his head coaching speech real good. He knows how to sidestep, answers pretty good. For never being a head coach, he gets an A+ for that today.
He's a pro,
yeah,
but he's a leader of men. Nick Sirianni, I thought, said it best. He's a whole lot better than Nick Sirianni was in the initial press conference. No, Kellen Moore is way mature beyond his years. I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that he's a pro football coach at the highest level. He knows what the hell he's talking about. You have to see what's going to happen and what's going to occur. But Super Bowl winning coach Nick Sirianni said this. He's been fantastic as our offensive coordinator. He said, you go from an offensive coordinator to leading now an entire team. But you still in charge when you think about it. He's still in charge of 30 guys, so half the team on the offensive side of the ball. So now you just got to get the other side. Look what Vic Fangio meant to Nick Sirianni about them becoming Super Bowl champs and Kellen Moore leading the offense. So, you know what? To be that offensive coordinator when you're in charge, Mike, because you're in charge of that offensive meeting room. So it's a good preview of the type of head coach that you're going to be. And it's not your first rodeo. Mike, he went from playing to being an offensive coordinator in his late 20s. That's unbelievable. He's a coach's son. He's a natural-born killer, natural-born football coach. It's in his blood. And all I know is you respect Lane Johnson. All-pro, offensive tackle. He says, look, he's a great football mind, and I think he's a football genius, and his best days are ahead of him. When you trust Lane Johnson, the coaches that he's witnessed and what he thinks about him.
Listen, Lane didn't just come into the league 2 years ago. He's been here for quite some time. Bob, I'm going to ask you the question. I asked this to Archie Manning yesterday because I do think more than any other position, the quarterback spot, that there is some in-trait parts. Jake Delhomme told me this, that, when you decide that's the position I'm going to play, you also take into effect you going to be the leader of that team. You the guy they look into, and sometimes a lot more than the head coach. And so I think that can translate from being a former quarterback at the highest level with Boise State, and then, he was a backup in the NFL, but still he played, that leadership of being a quarterback can translate to being into the head coaching position.
You got to be an extrovert. You're not playing tennis or golf or as by myself. It's the ultimate team sport. Now, people might not agree with this, but I think all NFL quarterbacks are narcissists. Now, different levels. You got to have some narcissistic aspects of your life and what you do. Now, it might be better on a football team versus your family life, but you have to be able to keep that in check. But no, you got to be commanding. You have to want to be the leader of men. And to be a leader of an army or society or whatever you're at, you got to be an alpha. You can't be, I just want to get along. No, this is the way it is, and this is the way we're doing it. And it doesn't matter the age. You could be until the day you die. And you're going to have how you handle adversity. So there's a certain intangible that comes about that people, they tend to lean upon, and they look for you to be their leader. And I think that's where Kellen Moore's at. Look, I don't know if he's going to be a great head coach, but I know he knows football. I know he knows it at the highest level, and he's way more mature beyond his years. He might be 36, and he might as well be a 46-year-old or 56. I mean, the age does not matter. He knows what the hell he's doing. And I think he'll have success. Now, can the Who Dat Nation, can we be patient? Because I look all of a sudden what he done with the Eagles to win their world champs. Who on the Saints team right now would start off with that Eagles offense? Just looking at the offensive players. Now, different packages. Okay, I look at...
only one.
Okay, but Mike, that's what I look at. Okay.
Only one on offense.
And then you look at... he came over from the Jets. What's his name? Becton.
Mekhi Becton.
Okay, Becton. He was considered a bust at tackle. He worked out at guard. But now his contract's up. And he probably, I'm a world champ. I want to get paid. See, McCoy could be Now, we look at him as our center, one of the best centers in the league. But look at this center they put in there, plug and play, who replaced Kelsey. I don't know. McCoy, you might have to play guard on this team.
Yeah, because they spent a second-round pick on Cam Jurgens coming out of Nebraska.
And hasn't he been awesome?
He has been good. And a couple years earlier, they had spent a second-round pick on Landon Dickerson, who was a center at Alabama, but he had played center guard.
Right.
And so he's the guard.
So I'm just looking at the weapons and what he's inheriting, but he's accepting the challenge. Okay, just look at the running back position. Alvin Kamara. And Coach Moore even said this. All the NFL teams are aware of what Alvin Kamara brings to the table. We're looking for an Alvin Kamara, like a pass receiving running back who runs hard between the tackles and all that, and who can bounce it out. But Alvin Kamara wouldn't be starting off for the Eagles. He'd be running back by committee. I'm just telling you, like Saquon, and you'd have Alvin Kamara. But we'll talk about a 1-2 punch. I'm just looking at their team and who he coached and the success they had. Okay,
one guy.
Okay, look at Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed. They'd be the third and fourth receiver, right? A.J. Moore, like Devontae and all, they'd be the third, fourth receiver. So that's why, as Saints fans, we're going to have to be patient what's going to come about. Now, whether we're playing a 3-4 or 4-3 on defense. Now, if we're playing a 3-4, do we have a nose tackle? We don't have that damn nose tackle on the team right now.
That's the one area you would have to get a nose guard. But it's so hybrid today. They talk about 3-4, 4-3. I heard Vic Fangio talk about it. Okay, different plays. You are a 4-3.
You could be a 4-3, 3-4, but you always have a base.
Right.
You might have a base.
That's where the nose guard.
The nose guard, where they're doing all the dirty work. They're not necessarily in the stat line, but they're occupying 2 blockers every place so the linebackers can roam. All I know is you can, now God rest their soul, Sam Mills and Von Johnson. Boy, you know who didn't get enough credit with Don Patrol? Jim Wilkes. 12th round draft pick out of San Diego State. You want to talk about occupied blockers and not get knocked off the ball. Right now, the Saints don't have that type of player. What about Brian Brzee? Bobby's a D lineman. What? No. He can't play. Now, maybe he could play on the edge in a 3-4, but not nose guard.
That's a better position for him as a 3-4 defensive end than it is as a D tackle.
Okay, to play devil's
advocate. Because you can use your length that way better, and because he's so tall cut.
Right, Nick. He can rush the passer. That's what you want. Look, Frank Warren and jumping, all that, was able to do that. But when you look at, it stands to reason, like, let's say it's your base again. 4-3 means 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. 3-4, 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. Well, the Dome Patrol, we had 4 linebacking studs. The Saints, we hoping we have 1.5 to run at 3-4. Do we have 4 linebackers right now? No. So we better hope our young cats work out. Whoever we draft, we better hit on the draft. And that's why I'm saying you're going to have patience. It might be to say we're going to go from 5 wins to 10 wins. Sean Payton did it. Well, Sean Payton had Drew Brees, and it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. We were 10-6, was a number 2 seed, made the NFC Championship. You want to talk about
that's the best coaching job Sean ever did year one.
We overachieved that year.
Because the next 2 years showed you how good you really were. But think about the last 2 years. The drastic change, the Texans, they were flat on their back. C.J. Stroud.
Right.
And then this year, pass. Okay. Dan Quinn comes in there, brings in a lot of veterans. But Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, no, it's a difference maker.
You don't have that type guy.
No, because Sean took him from, after Katrina, 3 wins to 10 wins. And I'm saying I hope that would happen, but I just don't see that happen. 5 wins to 10 wins. I think with Derek Carr, I'm not saying we're going to win anything. All I know is with Derek Carr, that's the only games we won at 5. And I think with Derek Carr, the best case scenario, we're 8-9, 9-8. So where is that getting you? In the middle of the pack. Isn't it trying to win a championship, win the NFC South? You know what's crazy right now, Mike, from a national perspective? You want to talk about, this is old school, the Saints being disrespected. We like the Rodney Dangerfield team. They look, Tampa Bay is still the top dog right now. Look where they're at in the NFC South. You look at Atlanta, where they're at with their young quarterback. And look at the Panthers, how they finished the season. Then we finished 4th. Right now, from a national perspective, they think the Saints are the 4th in the NFC South. So, as far as winning a championship, first things first, we got to just try and win the NFC South and go from there. That's why, can we be patient, Who Dat Nation? I don't know.